Hi everybody, this is Black Lion. Right, the labor law has been amended. Yes, that's true. The labor law has now changed and it's going to take effect in the month of February 2022. So what has changed in the labor law? How is it going to benefit us or how is it going to benefit any other person who is now looking to either change job or to find a new job? Initially, once you get an employment, you start a job, you're supposed to work 6 months before you can get either confirmed by the job or you can either not be confirmed by that job that has been given you to you. So from 1 to 6 months, that period of time you don't have much to do. It's the time that the employer is testing you. It is the time that you are able to demonstrate how good you are in doing that job. So what used to happen is most of the time it may not work in the favor of the employee, and also sometimes it wouldn't have to work in the favor of the employer. Either way, it was not that beneficial to both. Why? Because sometimes you work 6 months and then you've invested your time, and then after 6 months they simply say, you have to go. We're not satisfied with the service that you're offering. We're not satisfied with your level of skill. And so you're back onto the street hunting and back to square zero to start afresh. And most of the time, you're not again. You're not valuable enough, or you don't. It's not easy for you to get another job. So then you don't benefit. And then also on the other hand, for the employer, sometimes some people come into the country, some are hired from abroad. So you get people that looking for jobs in the UAE, and then a company shows interest and asks them, okay, right, you think you're good at this, you can come and work for me. So they may accept the job offer, and then they come into the country and then they sign up with the company and they work 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and before you know it, they were using that company as their way into coming into the UAE. So in that case, they resign and then they find another job, and then they go into another job because it's a probation period, right? Nobody does anything. So they go into another company and then this company loses. So either way, both sides were losing. One could take advantage of the other, either the employer or the employee. So now this has changed. How has it changed? One, right now, the labor law has been amended, and as I mentioned, it would be taking effect in 2022 in the month of February. So effective then, now the employer has to give a 14 days notice to the employee when they want to stop their service, when they want to cancel their arrangement. So that 14 days notice gives the employee time to look around for another job or to settle into another job and to be able to land a soft spot, even if they have not been confirmed for this job. So 14 days, and initially there was no time, which means initially once you're employed and your employer is not satisfied with your service within 6 months, within that period of 6 months, he can say, hey, you know what, bye bye, I'm not happy with your service, you can go, yalla, you have to leave, or jalli, go, we don't want you to. So it becomes a difficult situation for you, because you land on the street again hunting for a job, and most times because you don't have time, you end up accepting anything that comes by, and then it's not good for your career. So that has now changed. Another thing is, on the side of still with this change, there is another catch on the area of the employee side. Also, for the side whereby the employee is using the employer, sometimes once they have submitted their cancellation, they go out of the country and then they come back and join another job, and sometimes it's within a period of 6 months, sometimes within a period of 3 months, and yet the employer has put in enough money, has put in all the visas, has put in all the some of them even accommodation has been arranged, and all this has been done. So within that period of time, there's a lot of money that has been invested in that employee, and then they end up leaving, so they don't benefit. So How does this change now? Right now, once you want to leave that company that you're working for, the labor law at least cushions the company and says within 3 months, if you leave the country after that job and then you come back to the country and then you get another job with another company, now that company that you have gotten a job into is required to compensate the company that you have left for all the charges that they have spent on you, especially the salary, also the visas and all these things that they have spent with you. So in that way, it protects this other company against being used. So either way, it's a win-win situation for both. Initially, employees could be affected by it, by employers, and sometimes the employers also could be affected by the employees, especially for those who are getting jobs before they land into the country. So I hope this makes a clarification somehow. If you're willing to change a job, make sure that you understand these changes so that you don't get affected, because sometimes now, for the case of somebody who's changing within 6 months, now you know that once you leave the company and it's before the period of 6 months, once you're applying for your labor contract, they will look into that because the records will be there. The records will show you have worked in such a company for this period of time, and then they will have to ask you, for compensation for the company that you have left without notice. So in that case, it still brings the company in picture. So if you think that you're going to leave the job and then your previous company will not know about it, there's a high chance that now they will know about it. So everything is now, I think this new labor law is kind of streamlined to make things smoother and smoother for the employment sector and for the labor industry in Dubai. Thank you for being with me until now. Have a good time. Bye.